12:09. We'll start off with the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Next order will be roll call.
Ashley, can you do roll call?
Okay. Adrian Trevino.
Present.
George Narvaez.
Present.
Omar Gonzalez.
Present.
Jose Angel Lopez. Arturo Tomas Benavides. Elizabeth Alonso Villarreal.
Present.
Robert Judd Gilpin. Jose D. Gonzalez.
Present.
And Hector Cortez. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have a quorum.
Okay, I'd like to make a motion for the absences.
I make a motion.
Okay, Adrian. All right. Second?
Second.
George. Second. Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right. Motion passes.
I just have a question, please, on that. I know that we brought it up last time about the absences. I think it would be a good idea to document, or inquire, how many absences have they had, things like that, so that we can, we're not just approving, and you know what I mean? We need to be in compliance with what the committee should be doing. Those are just my thoughts.
Ashley, would it be, I don't know if that would be the city secretary's office, but could we get a list from your records for the next board meeting for review of absences so that everybody can take a look at it?
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Ashley.
All right, thanks. And noted, I think that you're right. You did bring it up last time, so I guess we'll bring it up the next time so we can make sure we comply with the required process. So, okay, citizen comments. Citizens are required to fill out a witness card and submit to the email here no later than 12:15 and any comments. So if there's any comments, just to make sure I make that public notice. All right, let's move forward on the action items.
Okay, well, thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you, everybody, for joining us. I know with the a week ahead of where we're supposed to be, so those items are not prepared, and we don't have all the data already in, so we're just going right to action items. So the first action item, number 1, an increase of $711,410.79 to the professional services contract with RS&H, Inc., San Antonio, Texas, for the Laredo International Airport Air Cargo Apron Phase 14. This amendment, number 1, is to provide construction administration services, full-time resident project representative services, and construction materials testing services and direct expenses for Cargo Apron Phase 14. Current engineering contract amount with this amendment is $1,481,454.79. Funding is available in the Airport Construction Fund Grants 90 and 92. Alejandro, I know we also have RS&H on the line, and there's also a diagram. If everybody can see, we're sharing the screen. This is leading now into the final phases of the development for the cargo ramp.
This will be the last grant, 2 grants to complete the cargo apron.
So you see there's 2 things happening there. It's rehabilitation, and then also the squaring off of the ramp, which will be nice. It will add space out there for cargo operations, and then it will also rehab out there in front of the hangars, including, I think, there where the line decker hangar is.
And also it's going to be a portion of taxiway alpha. It's going to be included on the next item.
which would be in that blue section through there.
Jeff, blue is on this exhibit, blue is phase 14. Red is phase 15, and then I also have an exhibit for the taxiways.
Oh, thank you. And thanks. The blue in the left corner too that's ramp rehabilitation there in front of Barker Aeromotive, finishing off that section.
Just a point of clarification. FAA grants are labeled like that. Phase 14 and phase 15. That's grant 92. Grant 90 is phase 14. Grant 92 is phase 15. But for our construction purposes, for our construction plans and specification, everything is going to be phase 14. But for the grant, it's being divided into the blue and the red. And the red is the supplemental funding that we got last year. So that's why we have to make sure that everything is separated from grant 90, which is the blue, and grant 92, which is the red. Also, later on, we have a change order, an amendment number 2, that we're going to incorporate a balance of grant 87. And it's going to be part of the blue area where taxiway Alpha is. Just a point of clarification, Mr. Chairman.
And this
So,
is 90. Oh, sorry, go ahead. Sorry.
Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, just for the overall project, 90% funded and 10% local, except for the one component, which is 100% because of CARES Act. Is that correct?
Yeah. Grant 90 is 100%, and grant 92, which is the supplemental, that's 90%.
Right.
But it will be 100% once we use the CARES Act to the 10% city share. So these two grants, which amount about $16.5 million, will be 100% FAA.
Okay.
Anybody have any questions?
So my question was just, this is in addition, it's not a change order, is it? Or you're adding to it because it's 711,000. I don't know about the purchasing guidelines on adding or making change orders. I mean, everything is within the
Mr. Chairman,
everything is within the. Go ahead.
I'm just going to answer, Mr. Chairman, that on professional service contract, there's no limit like construction. The 25% doesn't apply. This is not a change order. This is an amendment to a professional service contract.
Okay, that was my question. Yes,
Thank you.
Any additional comments, questions? Okay.
Motion to approve.
I'm sorry, was it your list?
Yes.
Liz makes motion. Second?
Aye.
George?
Yes, sir. I make a motion to approve. A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anybody against? Motion passes.
Okay, Mr. Chairman. Number 2, this goes hand in hand with what we were just kind of talking about. Number 1, consider recommendation to Mayor and City Council for approval of amendment. Number 2, an increase of $75,104 to the professional services contract with RS&H Inc., San Antonio, Texas, for the Laredo International Airport Air Cargo Apron Phase 14. This amendment, number 2, is to provide additional design and construction administration services for the Cargo Apron Phase 14 due to additional discretionary FAA funding. Current engineering contract amount with this amendment is $1,556,558.79. Funding is available in the Airport Construction Fund, Grant 87. Ms. Alejandro, I don't know if you want to speak a little bit to this one.
Yes, Mr. Chairman. In reference to this item, we had Grant 87 that it was granted in 2018, and we have additional funding. So FAA approved to use this grant to continue do more area into the taxiway Alpha. So that's what we are going to use this. This is a second amendment, and we're doing a separate amendment because it's a different funding. So that's what we separate in amendment number 1 and amendment number 2. And then later on, we're going to come back with a change order to the contractor for this design.
Okay.
Okay.
So basically, the FAA already cleared it.
Sorry, Liz, you didn't come out quick and repeat that?
I said, so basically, the FAA already approved these changes, correct?
Yes,
Yes, correct.
that is correct.
Okay, for the money to be used for
Right.
this.
So it's good news because it was Alejandro and Elsie working with the program manager. The FAA has the discretion if a project comes under budget, they can take funds back. But in this case, they work to move it towards the other project here. So it's good news. It's more space. It's more availability for aircraft to use. So it's kind of a good story all around.
Okay.
Thanks, Liz. Any additional questions? Any comments? Motion to.
Motion to approve.
I make a motion to approve the amendment to number 2 to increase it $75,104.
Andre, okay. And
Second.
second? George?
I'll second.
Okay. Oh, it's you, George, right? That's second? Oh, there's Omar.
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 This is a big one,
Oh,
too.
I didn't realize you were there. Omar. I see you there. I see the name now. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, all in favor? Aye?
Aye.
Anybody against? Motion passes.
Okay, Mr. Chairman, number 3 is going hand in hand with the theme here. Consider recommendation to Mayor and City Council for approval to award a construction contract to the lowest responsive bidder, Ream Construction, Inc., Mission, Texas, and the base bid amount of $14,833,171.90 for the Laredo International Airport Cargo Apron Phase 14 rehabilitation with a construction contract time of 575 calendar days, and authorizing the city manager to execute all related contract documents contingent upon receipt and approval of insurance and bond documents. After a notice to proceed is issued, estimated completion date for the project is scheduled for August 2021. Funding is available in the Airport Construction Funds Grant 90 and 92. Alejandro, did you have anything?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, this is to award the construction contract to Ring Construction. We opened the bids, I think that was in July this year, and we have a sole bidder, and we are going to award the base bid plus alternate number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 for a total of $14.8 million. One point that I would like to make clarify here is $10.8 million will be funded through Grant 90, and $4 million will be funded through Grant 92. So the blue is basically Grant 90, and the red is basically Grant 92. But because of FAA auditing purposes, we need to separate the grants, and we need to define the areas very specific and all the expenses to the different grants. So that's why we separated $10.8 million to Grant 90 and $4 million to Grant 92.
So all of this is paid with federal grants?
Yes. Yes, it is.
Motion to approve then.
Just a question on this one, because it says it's going to be completed within a 575 time frame. I figure a year and 8 months. So
507 calendar, that's about 14 months. Yeah.
14 months, yeah, but it says it's scheduled to be completed in August 2021.
Right, because we are going to award the contract, then we need to prepare the contract, then we need to have a pre-construction meeting, we need to issue the notice to proceed. Basically, the notice to proceed is going to be January,
Okay.
and then that's when we count the month. So
So do we need to change the date on here?
Yeah, because I've been counting the time frame. I figure it'd be 1 year. We're already in
it says, no, it's
January, December. So
no, it's okay. Let me.
unless the
That's
project
why I
already
said it's
started, we just-
approved. It's in
No, we
August, so
haven't-
it's quick. Okay.
575 divided by 30. That's 19 months.
19 months.
That's why it's
19
over.
months.
That's why if we started in January and through January 12th and then plus 7, that's July. So at the end of at the beginning of August.
But should it be 2022 then instead of 21?
22?
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry.
Yes. Let me take back my motion.
Yeah, that's how it gets
Okay,
going
so
on.
amend your motion.
Yeah.
Yes, you're absolutely right. I'm sorry.
So Liz, would you like to amend your motion to correct the date?
Yes.
Exactly. I'll amend the motion to correct it to the year 2022 as discussed.
All right. All right, and do we have a
Apologize for
second?
that. Yeah, you're right.
No second?
I'll second. This is Adrian.
Adrian, okay, Adrian. Okay, I guess we've already had a discussion on the change of the date. Any other discussion? Okay, motion to pass. All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody against? Motion passes.
Mr. Chairman, number 4, to consider recommendation to Mayor and City Council for approval to award a professional services contract to RS&H Inc., San Antonio, Texas, for the amount not to exceed $410,045.40 for design and preparation of plans and specifications for the Laredo International Airport to construct taxiways Tango 1 and Tango 2. Design work is to be done on a fast-track basis. Funding is available in the Airport Construction Fund. Local funds will be used for this work. Services for this project are eligible for reimbursement by the Federal Aviation Administration grant. Alejandro, do you want to speak to this?
Yes, Mr. Chairman. This is part of our capital improvement program plan. You can see on the screen that we're sharing. Those in blue are, I think they're blue. Those are the taxiway T1 and T2 that we're going to build, and the one in red is going to be demolished. It's going to be no longer there. This is to avoid runway incursions because FAA, this is safety basically on the airfield. We don't want taxiways to cross from, you can see from taxiway Delta, to cross from the east side to the west side and go through all the taxiways and the runways like John is showing there. So that's the reason for safety purposes that we're constructing these 2 taxiways and eliminating that section of taxiway Delta in that area. And this is for the design and going out of bids for next year around July 2021, and it will be for the next grant and for the next construction also at the same time.
And I think the important thing to note here, too, is these are safety concerns that were brought to us by the Federal Aviation Administration, not just for Laredo, but airports across the country. The design standards change over time. So when that taxiway Delta was built, it was built to certain design standards at that point. Now that the taxiway has degraded to a point where it's either closed and then removed, but you can't replace in kind with what exists now. You're not allowed to have that kind of straight across runways. That creates safety issues for the FAA. So the capital improvement plan is 2 things. It works for what we've done with the ramp, but now we're moving into what was noted as safety concerns, safety issues with the airport. And so obviously taxiways, runway systems, those are going to be integral to the FAA and their funding sources. So it's working with them on identified issues at the facility. So we anticipate these to go the same as the other grants, where it would be a 90-10 split on the funding, 90% from the federal government. But like Alejandro said, it is part of our capital improvement program, and it is something that's identified by the FAA that needs to get fixed at this airfield.
Mr. Chairman, I just would like to add that the section in red is no longer going to be a taxiway, but it will remain a section as an access road for the ARF, for the fire department when they need to go from the east side to the west side. But that section will remain only for the ARF vehicle, the fire station, airport fire station, to go over there. But it will no longer be a taxiway. We're going to remove all the lights, all the markings, everything, and it will be just like a little access road for emergency purposes only.
So we'll probably be reimbursed
Yes, we will reimburse.
Like
It's an eligible
90%, yes,
expense.
oh, yeah.
And so this is usually the process with FAA is because they need hard bids and the scope of work and the narrative. So this is part of the process in order for us to meet those deadlines. And the funding, this is what basically allows us to commit to the funding source.
Anybody have any questions, any additional questions?
Yeah, so the funding right now, so the 410,000, you're gonna be using the airport construction fund for this and then get reimbursed?
Yes,
90%, right?
90.
90/10, yeah.
90%.
It's a 90/10 split. Yes, so this is an eligible expense, but we upfront the expenses from our local fund. And then
Okay.
we put it as part of the grant for reimbursement once we receive
Right.
funding opportunities.
So we'll be
I
paying
just-
41,000 more or less.
Yeah.
I'm just
Yes,
curious.
100%.
Okay.
I'm just curious to find out, do we get, I know that we normally get like the amount of the budget, for the year, but can somebody tell us or at the next meeting, maybe just give us, just how much is in the airport construction fund?
Yeah, no
Yeah,
problem.
yeah, that's not a problem. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
because this has to go through finance and in order for this to even make it to city council, it gets vetted.
Yes.
To the finance department as well and legal department. So funding would have to be available. If not, we couldn't even proceed.
But no, I absolutely understand your point and to see what's available, and then we can have that. Ashley, if you can make a note that we could have that available for the next board.
Thank you.
Yes, it's been noted.
Thank you.
With that being said, any other discussion or anybody like to make a motion?
Motion to approve?
Second, George Narvaez.
This, George, second. All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody against? Motion passed.
$16 million for that.
Mr. Chairman, number 5 is consider a recommendation to the mayor and city council to authorize the city manager to ratify the submission of grant application to the Transportation Security Administration for the Law Enforcement Officer Reimbursement Program for the Laredo International Airport and authorizing the city manager to execute all necessary documents resulting from the award. The program is to provide partial reimbursement to airport operators to provide on-site, highly visible LEO presence through flexible, fixed, or combination of the two, hybrid, support of the passenger screening checkpoint. The maximum hourly rate for reimbursement is actual cost not to exceed $20 an hour. When the T point up to $20 an hour. I don't, Elsie, if there's anything you want to add to.
Yes, so thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is a continuing grant that we work with the federal government, specifically TSA. This is a new award period, and we've been advised that we're in the funding pipeline. And so right now they're wanting to know if we're going to continue with the program, and if so, we're eligible to get reimbursement through this program. And so that's part of the checkpoint processing areas where we need to allocate a law enforcement officer to that section. And it's all part of the security plan that we have for Laredo National Airport.
Is there an hourly time frame, or is it just like $20 an hour before 40 hours, 80 hours?
No, it's based on the hours of the operation as needed. So if they're there for only an hour, then the grant only gets charged for reimbursement for that 1 hour. Okay. If it's 40, then so be it, and so on and so forth. It's based on actuals. And we've been successful in having this grant. I know it's all subject to congressional appropriation funding for TSA. So we don't have an award amount at this time. It's just that they're lining up all the MOUs towards that.
Anybody have any question or discussion on this?
No.
Anybody like to make a motion on this?
Okay, I will. I was waiting for something else.
Second?
I'll second.
Okay. All in favor? Say
Aye.
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 Anybody against? Motion passes. All right, with that, does anybody like any request or any additional information, or other than the requests that were previously made? Any additional comments?
Okay.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Thank you, everyone.
Second.
Thank you.
Have
All of that for that date.
a good day.